I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to share with you a recipe that is just a slight variation from a traditional pumpkin pie. This is an apple butter pumpkin pie. It's really delicious and it's so easy to make. The ingredients for this are pretty much the same ingredients you would need for pumpkin pie, plus a little bit of apple butter. So let me take you over them so we can get started. You're going to need some pumpkin puree. This is some apple butter, evaporated milk, regular plain granulated sugar, brown sugar, eggs, pumpkin pie spice, salt, and of course you're going to need your pie crust, which can be either store-bought or homemade. Just plop it into a 9-inch pie baking dish and you're pretty much ready to go, which is what I've done. Just make sure that your baking dish has been buttered a bit so that it doesn't stick, and you always want to make sure to put it on a baking sheet just in case, you know, anything kind of overflows, it goes onto your baking sheet and not onto your oven, which in this case it won't, nothing will overflow. But anyway, you also want to make sure your oven's preheated to 425, and once you have everything ready, I mean, it is everything, all of this kind of goes into a bowl, or this is just a big measuring cup that my Aunt Mimi bought me, and I'm in love with it because it's just really large. I think it's an 8-cup, yep, it's a 2-quart 8-cup measuring cup that is just perfect for making a batter of any kind. So thanks Aunt Mimi for thinking of me. She's just so awesome and wonderful. I adore her. So anyway, putting in the pumpkin, the apple butter, you're going to need some evaporated milk. Oops. Both kinds of sugar. You could only just use regular, you can always use just regular granulated sugar, but I like to add a little bit of brown sugar to this because I think it plays really well with the apple butter. So that's why. And then you've got my pumpkin pie spice and my salt. You can buy pumpkin pie spice in any supermarket, but if you don't happen to find it in your supermarket, you can always make a blend of your own, and this is the blend that I make myself, and I have a recipe on laurainthekitchen.com. So if you want to make your very own pumpkin pie spice as well, then go ahead and use that recipe because it's just what I use, and it's foolproof and it's easy. And pumpkin pie spice in the supermarket, by the way, is ridiculously expensive. It's like a little tub this big for $5.99. That's outrageous to me. So, everything mixed. As you can see, it really takes no time at all, which is another reason why I love this pie. And then just make sure you use a spatula just for a brief second to make sure everything is well combined from the bottom. And then pour it right in. Awesome. This is going to go into my preheated oven at 425 for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to reduce the heat to 350, and I'm going to let it continue to cook for about 55 minutes or until the center is no longer jiggly, and then it needs to cool at room temperature for about an hour. Pop it in the fridge to cool totally, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. My pie baked uncovered for around 55 minutes, and I've let it cool on the counter for an hour, and then I put it in the fridge to cool completely, and it's done. It's time to pretty much cut it up and serve it. It's really similar, like I said, to pumpkin pie, but it's just got a little tiny bit of an undertone of the apple from the apple butter. It's really good, and it's kind of a twist on a traditional pumpkin pie because, as we all know, every year for Thanksgiving, either you or someone in your family is going to come over with a couple pumpkin pies, and if you're one of those people that's probably going somewhere and bringing a pie, you might want to do the pumpkin pie just a little bit different. That's all I'm saying. Just going to give this a little taste. I'm going to put the rest in the fridge for company. That's delicious. Like I said, it's very simple. Tastes a lot like a pumpkin pie. Just has a little bit more sweetness and a little bit more of a different tone to it. So I do hope you try it out. Go to laurainthekitchen.com to get this recipe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.